If you are looking to collect passive income as you wait to sell your shares at a higher price, this video is going to be for you. In today's video, we're going to be covering what is called a covered call position, how it works, what it's going to look like, and a real on-video example here. So if you are excited for today's video, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, turn on those bell notifications for all future uploads. This is day 3 of the options trading strategies. Day 1 was all about leap options. Day 2 yesterday was all about cash secured puts and how you can get passive income as you wait to buy shares at a lower price. Today's video is using the same kind of idea of collecting passive income but waiting for a stock to move to the upside. And we're going to break down an example here a little bit later on in today's video. But basically, what the idea is behind it is you're going to be still selling options here, but instead of selling put options, you're going to be selling call options instead. Now, in order to do this, you would need to have 100 shares of a company. Now, for today's video, I'm going to be looking at my retirement account. I'm not going to do an actual example here because I don't like the market right now. Usually when the markets are down, you would like to sell cash secured puts because you get, a little more volatility for it. Premiums go a little bit higher up here. When you have green days is when you want to sell covered calls. So I'm going to show you guys a example in my retirement account here, as you will see, and then we'll kind of go from there. I'll do an actual example. I have a strategy that I think I'm going to actually want to work with, and you'll hopefully see the logic behind it as we go. So as you will see, I have a ETF here in my retirement account, SCHG. SCHG is the ETF, which is a Charles Schwab U.S. Large Cap Growth ETFs. And basically what it is you take a look at SCHD. You can see what the breakdown is. Again, a lot of it is in tech. You got NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, you name it, the whole shebang. It's basically here in this portfolio. It is in this ETF breakdown here. And I've been buying up shares and then selling covered calls. I've actually been able to offload some of them, as you will see here. If you take a look down here at the bottom, you will see that I'm selling calls and buying calls as a result of it. If you look even further back into here, you will see that I did in fact sell a $29 call assignment here. I got a sign on it, which was again above my strike price at the moment in time, so I got some passive income for that as well. Then I used that money, bought up some more shares, so on and so forth. And I'll be doing the same thing in the future. Right now, obviously, I don't like where the market is. Usually, you want to sell cover calls on green days, not on red days. Cover calls, again, you'd want to sell when the portfolios are moving higher and the share price is moving higher, so that way you can hopefully capitalize on the upside here. So as you will see, we'll go to SCHG. And again, you need 100 shares of a stock to do this as a cover call. As you'll see, I have 100 shares right here. You need 100 shares because if you remember from the first video about leap options and also the video yesterday about cash secured puts, you needed money to buy 100 shares. Options contracts trade in 100 shares per contract. So you're hopefully a little bit more familiar with this option, data up here with the buying and the selling, the calls and the puts. And again, instead of doing sell a put option like we did last time, where you be assigning and buying shares at cheaper prices and getting paid to do it, you're going to sell call options instead. And so if I wanted to go to, say, May 15th, for example, my strike or my share price right now, let me just double check here. I believe it's around $30 or so, if I'm not mistaken, $30.11. When you are selling cover calls, you want to sell a cover call above what your average cost is. Otherwise, you're locking in a loss if you get exercised, right? Which we don't want. We want to lock in a profit, not a loss in this case. So if I went to sell a call option here, and I did this one right here, the $29 one, even the $30 one, for example, that's about break even on my shares there. I would just get $55 in income as a result of it, but I'd be selling at 11 cents of a loss per share for the 100 shares. That's going to be, it adds up, so I would be looking at like a $31 one here, for example, here. $29, I'd obviously be getting filled at for a loss. So all you do is you go to sell call option here, and then boom, there you go. And then what I would be doing is I'll be collecting the $15 premium that you see down here, or whatever I get filled at. Maybe it'd be $20. I have no idea. I will get filled at the $20 price here, hopefully. And basically, if SCHD goes up to I don't know if I can scroll down here. There we go. I need to move this down a little bit. So as if SCHG goes up to $31 here, then I got to sell off my shares at $31. And again, that's not a problem. That means each share went up $1. My average cost is $30.11. Each share went up about almost $1. Times that by 100 shares is $100 there, plus the premium I collect as a result of it. Now, there is still a loss you can get here because as the share price goes higher and higher, you're still selling at $31, right? You're locking in saying, hey, like I'm going to sell it to you at $31. If SCHG moons and it goes to like $33, $34, you know, we get some announcement that comes out where Middle East conflict is resolved and all that kind of jazz. I'm still going to be forced to sell at $31, which I don't want to do. If it goes to $32, $33, I'm missing out on potential profits there, right? So you want to make sure you're picking a strike price that you are comfortable with, right? You're comfortable with getting rid of the shares at $31. For me, I'm not. I'd rather hold it for a little bit longer and maybe go up to like 32-ish, but there's no, obviously, like liquidity right now for this ETF, so I wouldn't be able to get assigned on it. And again, looking at deltas, might go like a 20 delta, 25 delta, depending on what you're looking at for your risk to reward ratio here. And again, it's kind of similar to, if you're talking about taking profits here, it's similar to how I look at cash secured puts. If I see that I'm able to collect 50% of my premium total in less than half the amount of the time left, I'm going to close that position out and then readjust and go from there, right? And what this does is it hedges your portfolio in a way. Because if SCHG, if the market continues to go down here, I get to collect more of this premium here, and my shares will go down in price here. But I'll get a little bit of some money here as a result, waiting for it to rebound, hopefully. So it kind of hedges your downside a tiny bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Obviously, 100 shares at $29, each is $2,900. So if it goes down a lot more than that, you'd be losing some good money here. But you do get a little bit of a... You're able to collect a little bit of some money and use that. I can use that $15 to then buy up another half share if I want to. And again, imagine doing this with like thousands of shares. You could use it to collect more and more money. If you have watched me give this as, not financial advice, but as what I would do when like would do Wall Street bet videos, all those videos there, it's always more of like people like YOLOing in, buying like thousands of shares. I always say sell some cover calls against it. Sell above your break-even price. That way you're able to collect some good money here. And as a result of it, you collect some good money. You're then able to hedge your position in case the market goes against you. So it kind of helps out. So for example, as you'll see here, the $31 put call option here has already lost, $5 today because markets are down. So it's already down $5 here. So I would have collected an extra $5 if I had it yesterday. So again, as the market goes down, the cover calls become worth less. And again, the cover calls become worth less because I'm farther away from that strike price. The farther away you go from that strike price, the lower probability is of being assigned. The lower the probability, the less it's going to be worth. Less it's going to be worth, the more money I get to keep as a result. So that's the cover calls. And again, you need 100 shares. You cannot just sell an option like this without having the shares for it. That's called naked selling, and that is a very, very risky strategy because, you never know what this market could do, and if you don't have the money for it, it could be a huge problem for you. So that's kind of the idea as to how cover calls work. Again, you're selling a call option in hopes of getting assigned at a higher strike price than what your average cost is. And then you're able to use that to be able to collect some passive income, use that money, put it somewhere else, whatever the case may be for it. Now, in today's video here, my example, I don't really like a lot of my positions right now. I mean, the markets are a little bit all over the place. I'm down 0.91% on the day. I don't know what SPY is down. Let me take a look and see if SPY is doing worse than me. I was able to kind of see what the markets are doing. Yeah, SPY's down 1%. So the markets are having some big reaction right now, obviously because of the, today's the deadline, right, for between Iran and the U.S. right now, according to the Trump administration, all this crazy jazz. I don't know. I can't keep up with all this kind of stuff, honestly. It's just crazy to me. So what I want to do here is I want to kind of weave in, and you guys get a little bit of an early glimpse here, of the ignition index with the pockets to profit that we're looking at here. So the one I want to look at doing it for is going to be Recker Systems. Okay, now why Recker Systems? Well, it's down obviously 5.83%. We're down 46% right now overall in our ignition index for our pockets to profit series here. And it is down, 5%. So And they just had earnings that were pretty good. They want to talk about reducing their costs for research and development. They want to increase their margins. They're moving, manufacturing back to the U.S. to hopefully, decrease, that their costs for manufacturing and stuff like that. Like, their earnings call was pretty good overall. I read through the manuscript. That's pretty good overall here. Again, this is a very speculative play, though, of course, as you may know. So, because it obviously is a market cap of $107 million. So I get it. It's a very risky trade you're looking at doing here. So what I want to do is I want to buy up 100 shares right now of Recker at about 79 cents. This is actually going to work out very nicely because the 100 shares I'm going to buy is going to reduce my cost basis down there, which is going to be very, very nice. And then I'm going to sell a cover call right away. Because these 100 shares I'm buying at 80 cents, I'm then going to sell a covered call in hopes that, if it goes from 80 cents to $1, that's 20 cents per share. That's a very, very good profit, plus the premium I collect there overall. So we're going to kind of do a twofold thing here. We're going to buy up into Recker, and then we're going to sell a covered call against it to offset the cost basis a little bit here. So what we're going to do is we are going to buy 100 shares exactly here, and it's going to cost me $78, which is, obviously nothing. And then what you're going to see here, so we're going to hit review order. I don't have that much money, obviously, to do it, so we're going to buy up. And I want to see this cost basis here go down from $1.48. We're going to buy up, and there we go. It went down from $1.48 to $1.23, so that's really nice. We've reduced our cost basis there. And now, again, remember, that costed me $78, right? $78.80. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to trade Recker options, and then I'm going to go till May 15th. They just had their earnings. I'm going to sell a call option here for $8. And I'm going to sell it here at the dollar strike price here. I could also go super risky and sell a 50-cent one and just, offset my shares already. I would lose $30 there on the shares and make 40, so I make $10 back, I guess, if I really wanted to cover it that way. But I'm going to sell a $8 call option here. So those 100 shares bought for $78. I'm now going to sell a call option against it. That's going to reduce my cost basis now from 78 down to $70 or so. And if it goes to $1, great. I sell out those 100 shares at a nice profit of about 25% or so. So we'll hit boom. We'll go here, and then I don't know what I'm going to get filled at here. I hope I don't get filled at 5. I really hope I don't, because it just sucks because, this won't get filled, I'm going to guess. Yeah. So I'm going to hope that we get filled at this one right here. Yeah, that one, the bid ask is way too wide there. I just wanted to double check. So maybe we'll cut that $5 or so, but I'm really hoping that we just get. So again, this is what it looks like when you're opening a contract here. So you are agreeing to sell 100 shares of Recker at $1 on or before May 15th. Again, about 30 days out here or so. If you aren't asked to sell, then you will keep that and collect the full $5. Woo! But if you think about the math, let me get my phone out really quick here. $5, if I collected out of the 78, is a 6% return. 6% ROI in about 30 days. I mean, it's not awful. So let's take a look and see. I hope we get filled at we got filled at $6. Okay, so not bad. We got filled at $6 or so. So we got $78.80. We can do the quick math here for you guys here. So $78.80 minus the $6 puts us at $72.80 here. And again, $6 out of $78.80 will give me an ROI of about 8%. And again, if Recker goes to $1, then those 100 shares I just bought for 79 cents get exercised, and we make 20 cents per share there. So $20 there, plus the $6 share, $26 potential ROI here. Out of 78, that's really, really good returns. Obviously, I have no idea. And what you'll see over there is that it went into collateral. So you have 100 shares now. So now you not only, it's not cash collateral, it's shares collateral. So keep that in mind. That is a difference. You don't collect interest like you may have on selling cash secured puts here. But if you take a look, here's the position here. Again, and the bid-ask spread, it kind of sucks, obviously. So I completely understand it. But, so here's our nice little option chain that we're looking at here. Again, about a delta, about 40. And again, it's a very low risk trade. I paid $78 for it. I got paid $6 back. And then if Rekka goes to $1, great. Even if it goes above that 79-cent mark, I'm still profitable overall in the trade, which I'm very, very happy with. So that is the breakdown of how you can look at doing a cover call. This is a very obviously cheap example, just kind of give you the visual as to what it looks like on the Robinhood account here. Again, you can do this with a lot of stocks that you're looking at doing. My hope and my goal would be to, again, you might have heard me talk about this before. My hope and my goal is to take these positions here, all these ones. This is my pockets to profit ignition index over here. I want to eventually get these all up to over 100 shares so I could sell some cover calls against it, get some passive income to offload it. My first big target is going to be Big Bear AI, then probably Rich Tech Robotics, and then we'll start building up the other ones as well, hopefully, and be able to make some good money there. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. That is how cover calls work when you're selling a cover call in your portfolio. Again, I get $6 paid passive income here for $70 I just spent, which is, you know, a nice almost 8% ROI potential plus the appreciation of the shares maybe. Is that a risky trade? Of course it is, because it's a very, very low cap stock. It's a very small cap one. But you can do this with NVIDIA, Google, Netflix, Amazon, you know, you name the company, and you could definitely do this with it, you know. So that's something to keep in mind about. And again, if you are already up on your shares, collecting some passive income now isn't bad. And again, it kind of hedges your portfolio a little bit by selling a cover call here. So that is it. Again, if you made this far in the video, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications as per usual. I hope you're making money in the market in some way, shape, or form. That $6 I just collected just pays for 1 month of Fridge Financials memberships. Feel free to take a look at that as per usual on the channel. If you want to support the channel, obviously, for my content creation, feel free to, of course. You're not required to, but every dollar definitely does help in this case here. So, and again, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.